Hello, everyone, and welcome to All Night ASMR. I'm your host, Robert Knight. Robert Knight. Robert Knight. For the Friday upload this week, it is going to be a slightly shorter video than usual. Like many people, I assume I have been I've been pretty entrenched with what's going on in the world right now, and we're not going to talk about that specifically, but I just want to explain that because these things are kind of affecting me indirectly, I want to make sure I focus time on checking in with people I want to make sure are okay. Yeah, a little too heavy for this channel, at least right now. But I did want to talk about something that's been on my mind. With everything going on, I have kind of been thinking of just views I have about the world and the state of society where it is. And whenever I think about those things, I think back to sometime around 2014 or 2015 when I really got into something in anime that I had seen before, but for some reason, watching it again, it really just stuck with me. And the themes and the message of it, even though at that point is a little dated, really came to form a lot of opinions that I have about the direction that we're going, that have been kind of oddly prescient over the last couple of years. And if you saw the thumbnail, you already know where I'm going with this. But that anime is Ghost in the Shell. This is an anime that came out in 1995. Mamoru Oshii. And it is, if you're not familiar, it is a anime that takes place in a future version of Tokyo, Neo Tokyo it's called, which is actually based on a kind of a futurized version of Hong Kong, actually. But it follows this cyborg as she and her team of special forces are on essentially a detective case to track down this hacker. And the course of this brings up a lot of questions about the main character's identity and, on a deeper level, what it is to be human and who we are. All of these things interplay with a society that is blurring those lines, becoming more dependent on technology, becoming more autonomous with technology, where the line between what makes something human is getting closer and closer to what makes something we make. What's artificial, what's real. Not in terms of like identifying one from the other, but like questioning the boundaries of those things, if there are boundaries of those things. I tend to enjoy media where I can go back to a movie or a book or a series and watch it over and over again and get something different or something new from it every time. And that was something that I did a lot with Ghost in the Shell. In fact, there was a period of time where I would watch this movie once a week for like this is a period of time that lasted months. I was watching it weekly, just obsessed. And I mean, I suppose at some point maybe I will do a deeper dive, like a more comprehensive video about this. And in fact, even the term deep dive is something that I at least associate with this. But really, the thing that sticks with me the most to this day from Ghost in the Shell is one singular line. And that's what's been in my mind this week and what I want to say to you. The line at the end of the movie, and this isn't exactly spoilers, but if you do want to avoid this, I will put a timestamp in the video for where you can skip to miss anything that would potentially be spoilers. And I would recommend you watch the movie, but the line is, all things change in a dynamic environment. Your desire to remain as you are is ultimately what limits you. There's a lot of change going on in the world right now. And a lot of it is very terrifying. And I'm not here to tell you what to think, how to think. But if you're like me, if you are like many people that I know, things are very, very frightening. Not all of it, but some of it comes from understanding that the things that we've grown comfortable with, the things that we take for granted, the things that we've worked for, there is a realistic, rational possibility that those things are going to change, that those things are going to be gone, that things or people we care about could also be gone. It's not easy. It's not a happy thing. But in many ways, it doesn't need to be the end. Within every change, no matter if it's something that affects you directly or not, whether it's something you choose to involve yourself in or not, every change has the possibility to open new doors, to give you advantages, to give you a position to accelerate yourself. You shouldn't ever lose who you are. You shouldn't ever lose what's important to you. But those things do change. Those things grow and mature. You gain context you didn't have before. You come to understand a person or a group or an idea or a concept that you didn't before. And as hard as it can be, the thing that makes you fear, the thing that makes you hold pain and sadness and sorrow, is by trying to stay in the state you're in without change. You should embrace the things that you feel. You shouldn't deny how you see the world, but you shouldn't expect it to say the same. This is definitely a little heavier than I thought it was going to be. If you have people in your life that you care about, that you enjoy the state that they're in your life, like if there are people in your life that are part of where you're at now, that you enjoy, if you enjoy their company, if you enjoy the way things are for you in relation to other people, don't miss an opportunity to tell them. That's one way that you can ensure that if things do change, if you experience loss, whether it be loss of people, loss of things, loss of status, it's easier to move on. It's easier to adapt when you have the confidence of knowing that you did your part. Adapting is sometimes the only thing we have. But while that may seem fatalistic, adaptation, being dynamic, is something that's very powerful. I guess the last thing I'll say is that I hope that if you do experience change like this, that it comes out for the better for you. I hope that the people and things that you care about in your life are secure, are stable, or that any changes that come to your life let you grow closer to the people you want to. I feel guilty that this is so heavy. I guess just with the last couple minutes, I'll say that there is more new content coming in the next few weeks, and it'll definitely be a lot lighter than this. You know what? I'm even going to go today. Aside from heavy world news, my week has actually been very good. For reasons I won't get into, but despite how heavy this week's subject matter is, I'm still really excited about everything that is coming up in the future. Still no Patreon or Ko-Fi yet, but when those are up, you can see them in the description right below the like button. And as always, thank you for joining me tonight. It would mean the world to me if you would like this video. If you're not subscribed, please do so. You can also use the notification bell to make sure that you are updated whenever I upload new videos here or to Ant Studio. And I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for joining me tonight and this really, really weird Friday upload. Good night.